Tax cut bill passed in the House as expected. Next up, the Senate. That's tonight. And then they have about 24 to 36 hours of preparatory work, and then they send it up to the Trumpster, and he signs it, and it comes down here and screws up air travel for about 10 days. Greetings and welcome back, Rush Limbaugh at 800-282-2882. We have been given a heads up that Speaker Ryan wants to call in, hopefully before the program ends, so we're floating with that. That could happen at any time. And if it does, when he calls in, we'll have him hang on for 2 or 3 minutes and then take the call. No, we'll take the call when he calls. I had to cancel it today. What did you say? Schedule? Oh, if he can't. Oh, you said if he can't do it today, we'll do it tomorrow. All right. Well, whatever. Audio soundbite time. This afternoon, CNN Inside Politics. I've detected something. CNN, I think they monitor this program all the time. And when they hear something they think they can put to good use for their agenda, they do it. And, of course, they like playing sound bites in this program because it's a good show. And they like getting intelligent sound bites of the stuff they disagree with so they can have their brain-dead analysts analyze it. And that's what happened here. John King, this is from actually yesterday's show, my comments about Trump not firing the special counsel Robert Mueller.
Let's listen quickly to Rush Limbaugh, who makes the point, Mr. President, we've done a pretty good job undermining confidence in Mueller.
If Trump believes the public opinion polls... Hold it a second. Hold it a second. Wait a second. What did he say there? He said, let's listen quickly to Rush Limbaugh, who makes the point, Mr. President, we've done a good job undermining confidence in Mueller. He thinks that I'm saying what I said yesterday as a message to Trump? Holy smokes, I missed that reading the transcript. This is incredible. So John King is alleging that I am signaling Trump not to fire Mueller because I've already done a good job of destroying Mueller. And so I'm urging Trump not to make the mistake of firing. Good grief. Okay, you got it cued from the top? Here it goes. Again, soundbite 24.
Let's listen quickly to Rush Limbaugh, who makes the point, Mr. President, we've done a pretty good job undermining confidence in Mueller.
If Trump believes the public opinion polls, and Mueller's not doing well in these public opinion polls, this investigation is not polling well. If Trump believes that whatever this investigation produces, that 48% of the American people are not going to believe it, why tamper with that?
There's a misconception, I would say, there between a political conversation about what might happen and if the special counsel comes forward with, he already has 2 indictments and 2 plea deals. If he comes forward with more specifics in a court of law, not a court of political spin, that changes everything.
This is insane. I can't believe this line of thinking. First off, I haven't spoken to Trump since March 23rd. Trump does not listen to the radio. Trump has no idea what I'm doing or what I'm saying or where I'm going or any of that. And yet these people think that I am sending Trump a message here. Don't fire Mueller because I, Mr. Trump, have been doing your dirty work and I've ginned up enough opposition to Mueller that you don't need to worry about it. How in the world? What kind of existence creates that timeline or thought process? Here's Rush Limbaugh making the point, Mr. President, we've done a pretty good job undermining confidence in Mueller. I didn't address anything I said to Trump. As is always, I'm telling you that I was saying I don't think Trump's going to fire Mueller. I was not saying, Mr. President, don't do it, don't do it. I was saying I don't think he's going to, but I don't have the foggiest idea what he's going to do. I'm just pointing out that if 48% of the people think Mueller's investigation bogus, don't tamper with it. They think that I'm subliminally talking to Trump or directly talking to Trump, trying to make sure he doesn't make a mistake. And then at the end of this, That's a misconception. I would say there's between political conversation about what might happen and the special counsel comes forward with, already has 2 indictments, 2 plea deals. John, the indictments and plea deals he's got have nothing to do with collusion. The Manafort stuff happened before the campaign. Mueller doesn't have anything. And these guys know it, and they're frustrated, and they're waiting, and they're hoping, like I always say, they get up every damn day hoping that day is going to be the day that the silver bullet is found, the one that nails Trump and gets rid of him. That day, they're sitting around desperately hope. They get up, they go to bed dreaming of it, they wake up with a nightmare that it didn't happen. Well, anyway, we're not through with this, because after that, they then turn it over to somebody named M.J. Lee. John King tosses it to M.J. Lee, who is the national political correspondent, who said this.
The fact that the president has somehow convinced himself that he's going to be exonerated in some official way, not to put him on the couch too much, but I do think it's just this perfect telling example of how he is so able to build this fortress around him and believe exactly what he wants to believe. There's no clear indication that the Mueller investigation is slowing down or nearing an end. In fact, it is clearly deepening, it is broadening in scope, but the president is choosing to believe that he's going to be exonerated sometime soon, and I think his advisors and his allies have every reason to be concerned about that.
Where is it said that Trump thinks he's going to be exonerated soon? Well, there was a rumor that Mueller is preparing to write a letter that exonerates Trump, but I haven't seen where Trump thinks it. Have you? Oh, it's a drive-by story that says Trump is already thinking he's exonerated, and that I'm helping to brainwash Trump. That's what this M.J. Lee means. Well, the fact that the president somehow convinced himself he's going to be exonerated. So these people, you clowns, are the ones that don't have any evidence. Good God, it's been over a year. Lying sources, made-up sources, blind sources, anonymous sources, not a shred of evidence yet. And yet they live in this hope and dream that there's going to be that silver bullet, that evidence, that one smoking gun that's just going to nail everything. And you'd think, after looking for it for a year, do they not understand that all this has been made up? The Trump dossier, which are all buying into and believing, is made up? All right, I'm going to take another break. You know what? I didn't have a chance to get to, and I'm not going to have a chance today. I really wanted to do it, but the way the thing shook out, it didn't happen. But Trump's speech yesterday, I told you when I saw the one-line examples of it that it was great, and it is. And I'm going to have to hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bites. And I'm going to hold him tomorrow. And if depending, my intention is to lead off with him tomorrow. But who knows what's going to happen between now and then. But you got to hear this. But more importantly, you have to hear my take on it. And there's not time to get started with it and finish it, particularly if Ryan calls, which may probably not happen. But we have to keep the option open. So I'm kind of screwed here. Here is Rodney, Port St. Lucie, in Florida. Hi, Rodney. How are you doing?
Hey, Rush. I'm doing great. Thank you. And thank you for the comments before, because you led me perfectly into what I wanted to talk about, because there's been something that's been just totally bugging me about this whole Mueller investigation. So I have a question for you, Rush. How long have we been hearing from insider sources, unnamed sources, anonymous sources, et cetera, that Trump was going to fire Mueller? Pretty much since day one, right?
Well,
and how long has Trump, people inside the Trump White House, been saying that's not true, that's not true, don't have any intentions of firing him?
It did. It started pretty soon. Originally, it was, can Trump fire Mueller? That was how can Trump do it? And then they had panel discussions of whether or not he could do it. Then it did metamorphose to, yes, he can. And in the last week, he's going to do it. The Democrat Jackie Speier went out. He's going to fire Mueller on Friday.
No, actually, Rush, I think what's been happening from what I've been reading is now they're daring him to.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying that's what they're saying. I don't think Mueller is going to be fired.
No, I don't either. And this is when I think the light bulb went on for me. So now it's going from he's going to fire him to he better not fire him. You better not fire him. We're going to take to the streets. So here's what my thinking. I can't get to the end game. What is the end game? And so because nothing has come out of this whole witch hunt that's to implicate Trump. The only people that are being implicated seems to be the FBI, the Department of Justice, establishment, the deep state, Hillary Clinton's campaign. So why in the world would Trump want to stop it? I would think the person that wants to keep it going is Trump. And that's when the light bulb went on for me. So here's my theory, and I want to know what you think about it. I think that that all these talking heads are basically goading Trump. They're just daring him because they know that Trump likes to poke his finger in their eye. He knows that they know that he likes to drive them crazy. So I think that they're hoping that he does because they know there's nothing there in collusion except for on their side. So then if that happens, then I believe that they think that they can change the whole narrative of the investigation from one of collusion to obstruction.
Well, they've already done that. That's what getting Flynn is. They've already gone to obstruction. There's nothing on collusion. Now, if they want Trump to fire Mueller as and I've read, by the way, from learned conservative hyper super intellectuals who think that Mueller himself is trying to bait Trump into firing him so that the Mueller committee can then say, yep, Trump's colluding, fired Comey first, now firing me. He's obviously got something to hide. Even though we can't find it, I've heard that theory being bandied about. But I'm going to tell you, reverse psychology doesn't work on Trump. Flattery does. And if you send Jackie Speier out over the weekend, Trump, I've heard, is going to fire Mueller on Friday. He won't do it just to prove her wrong. He will not do it because it would make her right. But Trump came out on Monday, so I'm not firing Mueller. And that's when I said, I was reacting to Trump, not sending him a super secret message, John King. When Trump said he wasn't going to fire Mueller, I said, why should he? 48% of the American people don't trust the Mueller investigation anyway. But, by the way, the investigation has not turned up any dirt on the FBI. We have. The Inspector General has found the dirt on the FBI. But the Mueller investigation hasn't exposed any of its own dirt. This investigation is not looking into Mueller's team and how they're screwing up. We just have found out that they are. This investigation is what it has always been. Put together a case that the Democrats can use to impeach Trump if they win the House next year. That's what this investigation is. There isn't any collusion. And even if they're found some, it's all going to go into the to be impeached file. That's all this is. That's how it started. That's how it continues. And the idea that Trump is going to fire Mueller is something they cooked up. That begets discussions on cable news. Can Trump? Should Trump? I have no doubt they would love for him to, because that they think would make their case that Trump's obstructing them. But I just don't see it. But who knows? I really, at this point, I don't know whose counsel weighs the most with Trump. But I can't imagine people closest to him urging him to fire Mueller. Just based on this stuff. This stuff that we're already learning. There's still more to learn. The IG full report's going to be coming soon. And we're going to learn much more than just these texts.